fellow newshounds. I'm Groftikins, and here I try to bring you some of the news you may not see on your standard news networks. Today, massive US and South Korean military exercise could reignite tensions, and Jewish mystic predicted North Korean war 25 years ago. Everybody across the world has been watching the situation between North Korea and the US lately, and understandably too. This year has seen the situation deteriorate dramatically, with North Korea conducting several missile tests, including 2 ICBM launches in the month of July. That alone was enough to raise serious concerns, with it now being accepted they could actually reach at least part of mainland America. Along with this came news that intelligence analysts actually think North Korea has managed to produce a nuclear warhead small enough to fit onto one of these missiles. Following this, a war of words took place between Kim Jong-un and President Trump, with both sides hurling increasingly inflammatory rhetoric at each other, with Kim threatening to turn the US into a sea of fire, and Trump threatening fire and fury like the world has never seen before. These threats recently turned more specific, with North Korea saying they were going to launch 4 ICBMs to fly over Japan and land in the waters surrounding the US island territory of Guam. With the world watching to see the next move, it seems that over the last few days things have calmed somewhat, with Kim now saying he has postponed this launch while he watches the foolish and stupid conduct of the Yankees. Donald Trump responded to this in an unusually conciliatory tone by tweeting that the response was very wise and well reasoned. Now, however, it appears that this brief calm could very soon erupt into heightened tensions once more, with a massive military exercise involving the US and South Korea due to start on Monday. These exercises take place twice a year and always provoke criticism from North Korea, calling it a preparation for war. Given the recent tensions, it is likely they will be even more paranoid on this occasion. The exercise, called Ulchi Freedom Guardian, is a truly massive show of force, involving 30,000 US troops, 50,000 South Korean troops, plus emergency services and civilians, with some of the drills involving practice for possible chemical attacks from the huge stockpile of chemical weapons that North Korea is known to possess. Other countries have called for the exercises to be postponed in the current climate, and even though China has condemned North Korea's latest tests and implemented sanctions on their ally, their state-run mouthpiece newspaper has heavily criticised the coming drills. In an editorial on Monday, they said, "The drill will definitely provoke Pyongyang more, and Pyongyang is expected to make a more radical response. If South Korea really wants no war on the Korean Peninsula, it should try to stop this military exercise." Indeed, past exercises have sometimes received a military response from North Korea. In 2014, they fired off Scud missiles, and in 2015, there was even artillery and rocket fire exchanged across the north-south border. Russia and China have again been calling for what has been called a freeze-for-freeze agreement, whereby North Korea would halt its missile testing and nuclear program in exchange for South Korea and the US suspending large-scale military exercises. Unfortunately, that seems unlikely to become reality, as neither side seems willing to budge in their current stance. As the exercises are due to begin on Monday the 21st of August, many experts are predicting another missile launch by Kim Jong-un over the next week or so. What the US response will be may depend on what type of test and exactly where it is aimed. Elsewhere, an interesting prediction concerning the North Korean situation has come to light. In a taped sermon in December 1994, a Jewish rabbi predicted that a war between North Korea and the US would degenerate into a nuclear apocalypse. To put this into perspective, this was when North Korea was a long way from being a worldwide concern. People were more concerned with Iran, Saddam Hussein in Iraq and Gaddafi in Libya. Indeed, North Korea did not even conduct its first nuclear test until 2006, over 10 years later. Unfortunately, the guy died just 1 month after his prediction, but what makes this more interesting is the fact that he also successfully predicted 3 other wars: the Six-Day War, the Yom Kippur War, and the First Iraq War. Obviously, there are doomsayers and end-of-times predictions across the world by numerous so-called mystics or religious figures all the time, and I don't take much notice of that kind of thing, preferring facts. However, I did find this interesting and wanted to share it with you. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I will try to keep you informed about these and other stories from the world's hotspots. So hit that subscribe button for further updates. And don't forget, the world is watching, so please be kind to each other.